Morning.
So extremely directional. I should have gone sooner. My magic keys was behind my other screen. I was trying to time the 5-minute pullback and have a bigger stop, but anyways, I might have to take another stab at it long later. Doesn't have follow through right now. And this is kind of what happened on Cadian, so gotta be a little cognizant. I remember getting stopped out a couple of times on that one, and then it ended up working. That'll be about 4R if I hit target. I think I can get back in it later. I'm gonna get out and get back in. I'm securing about almost 2R on it by doing this. That won't close, 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 close. Okay. Anyways. That was about it. It was 1.5R on one of my accounts. That was about 1.5R. Yeah, I was almost 2R, but then I couldn't close faster, so I ended up doing only 1.5R on all the accounts, and it's probably going to keep going. But I know that it can have a hefty pullback, and I would actually look to get back in potentially if it pulls back to where I was trying to get in the first place, which was like right here. But yeah, that's the move that I was going for right there. And then, of course, like it can have the pullbacks on the 1 and the 5 because it's about to get a new 5-minute candle right now, and then it can pull back right there. So that was another reason for me to get out. Maybe I could have scaled, but you know, I have seen it pull back to location and work better. So if anything, I should try to look to get back in. It pulls back to anywhere around here. Dave, I have you on mute, so you're just, if you had a question, if you can type it, um, just because I didn't want to be distracted while I was in the trade. You can also message me on the side on Discord about anything. So I'm back to profit for the day. The trade earlier didn't work.
Hey, Ashton, really dumb question, very basic.
Well, it took off long, and I knew it had momentum. And when it has that type of momentum, I'm looking for like a 1 minute, 5 minute pullback, and I'm just getting a market order. So I don't know which way it's going to go. I just wait for it to pick the direction first, and then I wait for a pullback on the bigger news trades like this, and then get in on pullback, um, essentially. And then I've seen it come and test the location a couple times too. Damn. So like right now, I think I would have been up like 2.5 hours if I was still in it. But this pullback is too extreme for me to stay in it when I got in down here.
Right.
So really realistically, I should have gotten in here when I wanted to, when I timed it. I was just slow to execute, and I already went up 1 minute about, but I still had to take the trade in my opinion because that was, still the move. So by not being aggressive enough on my market order, I lost like maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hours just because of that. This should have been like a 3 hour trade easily, if I executed better. So that's my bad. And yeah, so it may not pull back to the location. It might just keep going, right, and take off without giving me another time to get in. But like, I'm not gonna chase this because like so many times I keep, trying to get another pullback sometimes, and then like, I get back my profits. But at least like if I can wait till it comes back down here, I can justify, well, I was patient and I waited for a good location for it to go back up. And I didn't chase price. So should have known it was going to hit harder. I just also like technically a little scared to stay in, but that's the balance. I could be super aggressive on a day like this and kill it, but then on other days where it doesn't do this, then I give back, I think, so much more than I would have gained. But that's, I mean, to each his own on that one. Um, so I'll also potentially put like a pending order here, like if I don't want to wait for it on this one, because like if it comes down, that'll be like one that I think I can leave a pending order on, because it's at a location, so hence automatic order. Um, because maybe I don't want to wait and watch this come back down to here. Maybe I want to just put it on and then come back in like 30 minutes and then see if it did anything. Um,
Do you find the algo helpful with the news trades or not?
Um, I find it helpful in regards to like making sure that I'm right. Like uh, if I'm like going the direction and it's taking off, and it's just like I want to make sure I'm in like that I made a good decision, then yeah, the algo helps me like have better peace of mind. Does that make sense? Because then it tells me, what's strong versus weak and the currency in play. And, um, if my trade were to work, euro should be strong and dollar should be weak. Or, and it should be, a big one. And it's probably the dollar in control, most likely, just because of what's happening. So it helps me like just verify, I guess. Make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Dumb question.
No dumb questions.
Oh, trust me.
Oh, no, no, no.
Again, some very basic questions. When it started, it first initially shot down, and then it took off to the long. Do you see that on the 1 minute pretty frequently, or do you see a lot of how shall we say, um, back and forth before it takes off?
I mean, it can. I mean, I usually just wait, a few minutes just to make sure that it's not something I'm chasing. And if I like anticipate it to be like a lower, you know, uh, like less volatile news event, then I'll go ahead and like maybe get in uh, as it's making the move, uh, maybe a couple minutes into it. But anything big like usually the red folders on Forex Factory, um, typically we'll have bigger moves like this where they're just more directional and going to a higher time frame supply or demand. Um, and it's going to have to sometimes whip you out before it can make its way up there or down there. Um, but I can't time it where I'm in it, before it happens too much. Sometimes when I've tried, I've lost a lot just because of like the increased spread and other things like that. So I don't even mess with it until after it kind of tells me which way it wants to go for the most part.
Okay. No, thank you.
Yep. Might have to start increasing the risk on here. Each of these trades is like $1 or two. It's based off volume. Then it won't let me do Yep, so really not much to do after that first trade. If this comes down and stops me out, I'll be break even for the day, but it's a setup I believe in, so I'm willing to risk that. And if it hits target, which is just the high of the range that's created, it would be about 3R just because of how tight my zone is. And I'm waiting for it to come closer to my invalidation point, which is, a couple pips below this level that it had launched from. So I'm anticipating to test that area again. And if it stops me out and goes short, I may call it quits for the day just because um, I won't have as good of a read. Any trade I feel I take afterwards would be lower probability. Um, as far as like what my experience tells me on this, if someone's able to do better, then good for them. But I have to go with this direction. Um, and I'm not going to take it again as it comes down lower. If anything, I think it would go short, but I don't know if that would happen today. It may just stop this out and then range within the news level and not do anything until tomorrow. So um, for those reasons, I probably wouldn't mess with it again. In 6 minutes, we'll have a 30-minute and a new 1 hour candle. Also a new 4 hour candle, and then all of them should pull back. I mean, at least that's how I see it. Sorry, pulling back on the 15, but I think it should pull back more. So anyways, this might be evidence as to why I didn't trade it from here to here. It could be said that I could have like rode it longer and gone out on this pullback. But I mean, there's been times where it just does a little false breakout and then reverses much, much quicker. Um, so still feel like it was a good thing overall. I decided to get out um, before this potential pullback could have happened. Session's gonna end in a few minutes or less. See if I get triggered. All right, well, Dave, thanks for joining.
Is one last question.
Hope you were able to learn something from that.
Well, the more I look at it, the more it's
I might have missed this pullback trade, but that's okay. I'm willing to be more patient because I'm already up for the day, so there's no need for me to get too jumpy with anything.
Mhm.
If I got in here and kept my stop the same, the top of the range would probably be about 1.5 R, but I'm going for like 2 to 3 R by having a tighter zone. And also I've seen this fake out before where, it teases you and then it
Mhm.
just goes down further and then works. So I'd rather wait. Yeah.
Is there any articles or books or websites that you found that have been very instructive in the news trade for Forex?
No. The books that I find helpful are mostly psychological, um, in regards to trading and monitoring your trading and how to try to become more self-actualized in like what you're doing,
Mm,
why you're doing it. Um, and kind of the whole reason for the news thing is just because it was the only thing I was able to backtest and see like, oh, this is how it moves when it does this. This is how it moves when it does that. More consistently because I can go back in time and actually say, okay, it happened this time, this day.
right.
Um, I can't do that with anything else. So then, after enough trying to trade the trades, and it's just like, and I keep seeing it that's supposed to do what it's supposed to do, then the only thing I need to work on is myself and how I navigate what is statistically going to happen or what is going to have a higher probability of happening in my eyes. So anything by Dr. Brett Steenbarger was good. I'm still going through one of his books, Trading Psychology 2.0. It's been helpful, but my favorite is the daily trading coach that he did.
Appreciate that.
Also, the playbook by Michael Ofori Bella. Uh, I would read those books.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. This whole thing with the new stuff was just kind of just hours upon hours on the weekends, just ripping through charts one after another, and just kind of coming to my own consensus. So this is one I might miss, but that's okay. If I don't get triggered today on this location, then I'll finish screen and the screen day before yesterday. Yesterday I didn't take a trade in green today so far. Um, hopefully I'll be able to record this and post it just fine. Anyways, take care, man. Of
You two have a good, thank you for your tutelage.
course, of course.